younger niece. Her name is Melika.
Hi.
This has been a long time. I've been wanting to get her on because I'm fascinated by the subject of astrology.
Astrology.
And I have exactly zero clue about it. So Melika, that's one of her passions. So tell us, for someone who doesn't know anything about it, how would you just break it down?
I would break down astrology as the study or like the, do I look at you?
You can look at me, the camera. Usually people look at me. Unfortunately, they have to look at me. All right, well.
Are we cutting that out?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's a natural conversation. We can start over if you want. I don't care.
No, I'm good. I just didn't know which one to look at. I think
It's actually funny. It's going to be funny. People are going to laugh.
Okay.
Please laugh.
Laugh. I think of astrology as the study or like an interest in the stars and how the stars are aligned and how the energies of the stars when you were born affect you and affect the people around you and also can affect your future. I'm just a beginner astrologer, so I don't know, I'm not a pro at these things.
I thought you said I'm a veganer.
No, I'm a beginner.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah.
Yeah. No, so you believe in that stuff, huh? What made you believe in that? I mean, a lot of people believe in this, and a lot of people follow it. And there is evidence to back it.
Yeah.
We can try with, our signs, and we can talk about how accurate they are.
Yeah, exactly.
But-
I
No.
kind of believe, because I saw something that was kind of funny. It was if the moon can affect the ocean, and we're 70% made of water, then why can't the moon and the stars affect us? And I was like, that's actually kind of funny because it's kind of true and stuff.
That's pretty profound. No, that's true, huh? I never even thought about that.
Yeah, and I just really relate to the things that my birth chart and the things that I've read about my birth chart, and so I feel like it really makes sense. And I've compared other people's birth charts with books that I've read and stuff about astrology, and it just really made sense of their personalities. Also, I follow a lot of astrologers on Instagram and stuff, and it's crazy the stuff that they can do because they're professionals.
Yeah.
There's one that I follow, and before Kylie is pregnant, she's pregnant again, and 3 days ago before it was announced, she was I think Kylie will be pregnant soon because her Scorpio moon aligns with something else soon.
Wow.
And then she announced that she was pregnant, and so.
Dang, bro, that's crazy. We're still keeping up with the Kardashians, ladies and gentlemen, and their show is on their last season. Is it over?
It's over.
It's over.
20 seasons.
But is it though? Because we're still keeping up.
Yeah, I know.
So hold on. So how did you actually begin trying to learn more about astrology? Because you started it by looking at the moon and the ocean and all that. And
Well,
then-
about a year ago, a year and a half, I just realized I felt I didn't feel my sign. I'm an Aries.
Yeah,
and
but
I
how
was,
did you even get to that? To know?
Because I would read stuff just on Instagram and stuff. It would
Oh.
just pop up on my feed and stuff. And then I searched up my birth chart, and I realized it was a whole new thing, and I was completely confused when I first saw it. I downloaded this app that showed me all of it, and I was I don't know what any of this means. And then I started researching it, and then I was I'm just like my sun sign, actually. I am just like my moon sign. I'm just like my rising sign.
And what is difference? Explain the difference. Moon sign, sun sign. What was the third one?
Your rising sign.
What?
Your rising.
Year rising?
Rising.
Just rising.
Just
sign.
rising. Ascendant. Your ascendant.
Oh, okay. So where do you? So if I wanted, for example, and to know, okay, where do I even begin? What? How do I see if my sign, whatever it is, moon, rising, or sun, where would one begin? I see you have some books.
Oh, yeah.
These. Yeah. Where did you learn about these books?
Well, this book I got from Barnes and Noble's.
But I'm saying you knew about it going in, or you went in.
Oh, I didn't know about any of this.
Okay.
This is actually pretty recent. My favorite thing to do is look up my actual birth chart. So you have your birth chart, which is a snapshot of what the sky looked like the moment that you were born.
Yeah.
And that's why your birth time is so, you need it, and it's so precise and stuff. And kind of the basics are just, everyone's always what's your big three? And that's your sun, your moon, and your rising. So that's what your ascendant is, what the moon was in when you were born. Right now, the moon is in Aquarius, and the sun is in Leo. So anyone who's born right now, their sun will be in Leo, and their moon will be in
And
Aquarius.
so these signs, or these names, Leo versus Aquarius. So the moon sign is Aquarius right now, and the sun sign is Leo?
In Leo. And all this started with...
How many is there? Like,
there's 12.
Of each one of them?
Of each sign. There's 12 signs.
Okay.
And then the different signs, you don't just have one sign. Unless your chart is all one sign, which is really rare.
No.
You have a bunch of different signs in your chart. And your sun is kind of the sign that you already know.
Yeah.
So I'm in Aries. I was born on April 19th, so I'm in Aries. You were born on December 9th.
Thank you for remembering.
You're
your
so
uncle's
welcome.
birthday.
I actually was so scared that I was about to get that wrong.
That was the real sign of this whole
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And so you are a Sagittarius, and everyone
wow.
has, yeah.
So I knew that I'm a Sagittarius, however, I have no idea what that really entails.
Yeah.
So what does it entail?
Well, Sagittarians, just kind of like a flat out thing. They're known for being the adventurers. They really like going on new adventures, trying new things, and just being different. They're very curious, and they always want to learn about new things. And I like things that I've picked up about.
Look at this. I asked you to be on because I wanted to learn about it, and you're telling me that that's part of my sign.
You're such a Sagittarius.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah. So they're curious. They're learners. What about so that's my. Which sign is that? Which one of the three is it? The Sagittarius.
That's your sun.
That's my sun.
That's your sun. Yeah.
Okay.
Your sun kind of rules you overall. It's kind of just.
So that's the big one.
It's the one that everyone knows.
Okay.
It's honestly not even the big one. I think every astrologer, like, all their opinions on these things are different. For me, I think the biggest one is your moon sign, because that rules your emotions, and your emotions really say a lot about who you are. Your moon sign kind of controls who you are when you're alone.
Okay, so your sun covers your characters?
Your characters, your overall self, just like little things about yourself.
Okay, so like curiosity, wanting to learn, that's all under the sun. So under my sun sign, which is Sagittarius. My moon sign would be what then?
I've actually calculated your chart.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that.
I don't think you asked me to do this.
I don't know if your birth chart, your birth time was correct, so I don't exactly know your rising sign, but I know that your moon is in Scorpio. So when you were born, the moon was in Scorpio.
Which means?
Scorpio moons are known for being a lot more dark about their emotions. They're either like fully on point with their emotions, like they exactly know what's happening, or they don't know what's happening at all.
Okay.
And they're either super, not dramatic, but super like over the top with their emotions, or there's just nothing there.
I don't know how I feel about you calling me dramatic right now, so, you know.
That's actually really when we're ending the podcast
Yeah. I think you're confirming the sign right now that I'm a Scorpio.
And Scorpio moons are just like, they feel like their emotions are really different because you have some signs, so... For example, the sun is exalted in Leo, and
the sun is exalted in Leo.
Meaning if you are a Leo sun, Leo suns have huge personalities. Like, for example, a Leo sun, Kylie Jenner, she's a Leo.
Bro.
Everything, she's bold, she's big, she's a Leo. You know, Demi Lovato, their birthday is today. They're a Leo.
Demi, I'm still waiting for that response on the DM.
The podcast episode.
It's okay.
So, since their sun is in Leo and the sun is exalted in Leo, their emotions in their sun are huge. But Scorpio moons, it's kind of in detriment, which means that it's a harder sign to have because Scorpio moons feel like no one really understands their emotions. And it can be a lot harder for them to deal with their emotions.
So, yeah. Okay.
Unlike Cancer moons, because the moon is exalted in Cancer, like my mom, she's a Cancer moon, so she's very good with her emotions, and she always knows what's happening in her brain, and she always has an answer for those things.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Starting to make sense. Now, what about my rising? What's that?
Well, I don't know your rising, so I'll use my rising as an example.
Okay.
Your ascendant, I think.
Wait,
ascendant,
what is rising related to? How do you figure out the rising?
The rising, well, I use an app. I use a website, and it's called astro/charts.com.
Okay.
And that's how I always calculate everyone's birth chart because it's just easy for me. I like that website.
All right.
And you put in your birth time, the place that you were born, the day that you were born, the year that you were born, everything about where you were born, and it gives you a birth chart.
Okay.
And my rising is in Leo.
All right.
And so, as I said, Leos are bold, big.
Yeah.
And they're very they're just, since the sun is exalted in Leo, Leo risings are just going to be like the sun. They just come off as a big bundle of joy, and they're ready to meet new people, and they're very big with their personalities, and that's what I'm like. So your ascendant is how you come off to people.
Okay.
First impressions and all that.
I see. So I got to figure out what my rising is.
Well, you need to know the time that you were born, like the exact time, because it changes like every 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But there are 12 of them.
There's 12 signs that you can have for your
rising too.
For all of them. You have the kind of the main ones. You have your big 3, and then you have your big 6. I'm opening this book because it has
Yeah, because
An
that's kind of the
example.
basics I wanted to see. So we
So,
have.
I can show you this.
Yeah.
This is, you probably can't see that.
It's okay.
You have your planets,
we'll throw
the
it in.
symbols, and then like what it does, like what it means.
All right.
stuff.
So can I look at this
Yeah,
real quick
you can look
while
at
you're
it.
describing it?
So you have your planets. Your big six is your sun, moon, ascendant, Mercury,
Ascendant?
Venus. I don't think the ascendant is on there because your ascendant isn't a planet. It's
Right.
a place in your chart.
Right. So this is all based on the space and basically.
Yeah, it's based off of the sky when you were born.
Yeah.
Which it makes sense to me as to why many people don't believe in it, because if you just hear it off the bat, you're like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. The stars don't
I mean,
affect me.
it's more. Is
personality.
it more? Do you think there's more? Is this more factual based than it is faith based?
I think it's definitely. I think it's more like factual, and also it started off with Greek mythology. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, okay.
And the Greeks just wrote down all this stuff that they realized and stuff, and then it started to affect people in their future. That's what they
Interesting.
say. There's a lot more about like Greek mythology and like the basics of how it started. I think it's the history of astrology.
The history. There we go.
Which is about like how it all started and stuff. And I think
Babylonians.
Yeah.
So this gets really far back. So this practice has been around for centuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why Aries is kind of known for like they're known to be kind of angry, and they're
that's
also
the sun.
That's my sun is in Aries.
The sun. These are the moons.
Yeah, these are the different planets. So you have all. It's
I know
not
these
just
are
sun
the
and
different
moon.
planets.
Yeah,
but-
these are the different planets.
Okay, so let's break this down because, like I said, I'm very ignorant about this topic. So that's why I had you on, because this was something I wanted you to just break down. Let's go over the 12 signs for the moon, the sun, and the rising.
Well, I can go over the 12 signs because it's the same 12 signs.
Right,
all
that's
over.
what I mean. What are they called, essentially?
Okay, so first sign, well, it's actually a different chart in the astrology calendar than it is the regular calendar.
Okay.
Because if it was the regular calendar, the first sign would be Capricorn, but it's not. That's one of the last signs, actually. Aries is the first sign, and that's why Aries.
And that lies between, like, I'm assuming a range of dates.
I think the dates should be in here. I don't know the exact dates all of the time.
And I shouldn't assume, by the way. Don't assume.
But yeah, I'm not going to assume things and just tell you guys random
I like
stuff.
it. I like
okay,
it.
yeah. This has the dates.
Okay.
So I can just go by this part's kind of.
So let's go over the names, and then we can kind of do a quick rundown on each sign.
Yeah.
So Aries.
So if you were born March 21st to April 19th, that was my birthday.
My God, you're on the last day.
I was almost a Taurus. My due date was actually April 20th, so I would have been a Taurus.
So you literally shook the skies.
I literally, yeah.
Yeah, wow,
basically.
bro. Okay.
And that's Aries.
Yeah.
March 21st to April 19th. And then you have your Tauruses.
Taurus, so that's
April
the second.
20th to May 20th. They all last about a month.
About a month.
For the signs.
I mean, it makes sense because there's 12.
Yeah, there's 12.
Yeah.
The sensualist.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Aries is known to be the leader.
Okay.
I'm telling you what they're
I
like.
got it.
known to
I
be.
got it. You
And
barely
then-
made the leader list. it
Yeah.
looks like.
May 21st to June 20th are Geminis.
Okay.
They are the intellectuals. And then you have your Cancers, which are the feelers. And
That's my sister, right?
yeah,
Your
June
mom.
21st to July 22nd. She was almost a Leo.
Wow, you both almost
Yeah.
went to the...
Swerved.
Yeah.
And then you have your Leos,
Yes.
July 23rd to August 22nd, the performers. I'm a Leo rising, so I come off as a performer.
Leo rising. So here's the question. You said Leo rising. Why?
That's my ascendant. It's not my sun.
So they have the same names?
Oh, yeah. Because all of these different signs, it's not just for these dates. Like right now, the moon is in Aquarius, but the sun is not in Aquarius. That's just how the planets are moving right now.
Oh my God.
And they land
See,
in
it's starting
different
to all make sense.
Connect.
So these 12 names are used for all three.
all of the planets.
None.
Your
oh,
Venus, my Venus is in Pisces, and that's one of the signs.
Okay. So, but the 12, like for the sun, the moon, and rising, they use the same 12 names.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I thought there was 12 names for each.
No,
Okay.
that would be so difficult. And I wouldn't
Yeah, I
have learned
figured.
all that.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all the same.
I got it. So Virgo now.
August 23rd to September 22nd. So Virgo season is starting August
Yeah.
23rd.
Wow, that's really coming
They're
up.
the helpers.
That's in a couple days. All right.
Yeah. And then Libra, the romantic. They are September 23rd to August 22nd.
August or October?
September to October.
You said August, but okay. So September. Yeah, it's
Oh.
okay. So September to October 2nd.
22nd.
22nd.
September 23rd to October 22nd. Your wife is a Libra.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I knew she was romantic.
You have your Scorpios, which are the shamans. I think that's how you say it. October 23rd to November 21st.
Wow.
My
Wait,
sister is a Scorpio.
but I'm a Scorpio moon.
You're a Scorpio moon. So the moon was in Scorpio when you were born, but the sun was not. Yours is actually next.
Yeah.
The philosopher, Sagittarius.
Philo.
November 22nd to December 21st.
Philo boy over here.
And then we have the businessmen, which are the Capricorns.
Whoa.
December 22nd to January 19th.
Wow.
And then we have the second to last sign, which is the Aquarius, the inventor. Erfan is an Aquarius.
Yeah. My brother-in-law.
Yeah. January 20th to February 18th.
Oh, wow.
And then the last sign of the zodiac, we have the dreamer, which is Pisces, and that is February 19th to March 20th. And then you start the cycle over again with Aries.
Start the cycle over again. So these are all of the suns right now.
These are all of the suns, and they can also be moons, rising,
Right,
Venuses,
right. But their
Mars.
dates are different.
Yeah, that one's just based on how it's moving. Like
Okay.
next year, exactly
because
this day, the moon is not going to
stable.
be
The sun is stationary. That's why.
Yeah, because it has like a whole pattern.
Because everything else is moving around the sun.
Yeah.
So the moon changes.
The moon changes.
The rising changes.
Yeah, rising is just on your chart, and then Mars changes.
Okay.
Venus.
So you have these 12 signs for those each planet too.
Yeah. For
And-
every single
So
one.
I have a different sign for each planet.
Yeah, some people, like,
Know their whole thing.
one of my friends,
Yeah.
the way that he was born, he just has a lot of Scorpio in his chart. So many planets were in Scorpio the night that he was born. So
that's rare, huh?
it's not really rare. I mean, like, for example, Zooey Deschanel, she's a Capricorn sun, Capricorn moon, and Capricorn rising.
Wow.
So that's just a lot of Capricorn
Yeah,
in her
yeah.
chart. And it's totally possible. I have a friend who's a Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So based on this mythology, which it seems that there's a lot of evidence to say that it actually is pretty fail-proof
Yeah.
as far as like describing people and then how they actually are. This is how we get so many different characteristics in humanity, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Because people are born at every second, right? And people are born all over the world, all different times, and each of these north of 7 billion people can two people have the exact same?
Yeah, they can. It's just really rare to
Right.
find someone with the exact same chart as you.
Yeah.
Something that's kind of cool is, for example, Jupiter. That's one planet that stays put for a whole year and then it changes.
Yeah.
So all of my friends, everyone who was born in 2006, their Jupiter is in Scorpio, which I think is kind of cool.
Oh, that's
So some of those planets like stay the same for one whole year.
I see.
So we have all of that in common, but the rest of it, it's basically all moving.
Is that why you're friends? Because you have.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I see. That's pretty cool, though. I mean, honestly, like this, I wanted an introductory podcast on this, and I feel like so
You're starting to like.
I'm starting to get it because honestly, I didn't even. And for all the astrology enthusiasts out there, you'll probably find this quite insulting that I didn't know any of it. But I'm
probably quite
learning.
boring.
The point is, I'm trying to learn, like my sign says. I'm a learner, right? I'm curious.
You're. Let's see what you are.
Yeah, let's finish on that because it's all
Finish
about
on
me.
You. Everything's about me.
Yeah.
You could be a Leo rising.
Is ego in there?
The philosopher.
Yeah.
And you have your different elements. So you have air, fire, water, and earth. You are a fire sign. I am a fire sign. There's 3 in each. 4, 12. That's just multiplication.
Oh, I gotta learn that too. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm now like I'm really curious to have more conversations about this with you because I know you've been passionate about this for a while. Well, thank you. That was cool. I appreciate this. And is this something you aspire to maybe pursue professionally one day?
I mean, it would take a lot of practice, but it's so cool to me how some astrologers can look at someone's chart, like huge chart, and predict things in their future.
Yeah.
Because it's like so cool, like, oh, the moon will be in this state, so this is gonna happen for you. I think that's so cool. So I would totally like do that as a side hobby because I still like now I'm like to my friends, I'm like, tell me your birth time and I'll calculate your birth chart and then I can read it to you. I think it's just so fun to just do that. So I could totally see myself doing this later on.
That's awesome because I know I don't have the passion or patience to like study this whole thing. I do like to learn a little bit about it and a little more about it from what we discussed now. But it's very interesting. So, and that's all it's about. And you guys can ignore the scooter in the
It's a
background.
really loud scooter.
Yeah. Thanks, Mel. Thanks for
Yeah.
coming on. Did you want to plug anything, or you're good?
I don't need any plugs.
Ooh, see,
Everything's plugged
is that
in for me.
confidence in this?
Oh yeah, there is actually a lot of confidence in my chart.
There you go. See, everything is lining up. All right, this was episode 25. I've made it 25 episodes in, Mel.
That's crazy.
You've made it to my quarter of a century mark.
Oh wow.
Or yeah, I'm 25% into my 100th episode, and I appreciate you coming on. This is make sure you follow me, pHumblepodcast. Lucas will be back on soon. This was a kind of an impromptu episode. I wanted to get her on for a while, and tonight kind of worked out. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.